half mast.
Hey, maybe it's Mr. Harris and my algebra test has been canceled.
Oh, you're so rude.
Either that or the guy who puts up the flag had a rough weekend. He couldn't get it all the way to the top.
I honestly don't know why I bother with you two sometimes.
Hey Andrew, I got a textbook last night. It was so Oh, gee, where's
Ladies and gentlemen, there is just one announcement this morning. Yesterday, Jason Moore, a student in grade 9, was struck and killed by a train at the 6th Line Railway crossing. This is a very tragic occurrence, and we are aware that Jason was cared for and known by a great many of you. The counseling office will be open all day today if you need someone to talk to. Details of a memorial service for Jason will be announced.
I mean, how could he not see the train coming? We're talking about tons and tons of metal hurtling towards him at 400 miles an hour.
400 miles? Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they go pretty fast. But still, you'd think there'd be a horn or something.
I don't know. He's probably drunk.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Mark was telling me something about that last night. His sister and the kid who got killed are really close. They were close ever since grade 3. The only thing is, she doesn't understand how something like that could have happened to a kid like him.
I've heard some rumors that he was drinking at the party, and that when he left, he was drunk.
Yeah, I heard from somebody who was at the party that they were doing drugs. I mean, I don't know the kid, but that would explain the accident.
Do you really think it was an accident? I mean, it seems to me he would have heard the train.
Or see it. I mean, we're talking about a gigantic locomotive here, not a bicycle with a bell on it.
Well, why don't we test it out, Greg? Why don't we put you on the train tracks and see if you see or hear the train?
Well, that's an idea.
Sir.
What, putting Greg on the train track?
No, but investigating what really happened. There's so many rumors flying about. Half the school thinks that the accident happened on Saturday night after a party, but actually it was Sunday afternoon in the middle of the day.
There goes the wild party theory.
You know, I really would like to know what happened. I mean, you hear about this kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, did anybody hear about that guy who was killed in his pickup truck when it was hit by a train at a crossing?
Or those guys in London a few months ago walking home at night?
I want to know why it seems that all these kids have been getting killed by trains lately.
Right, so how do we find out about that?
Guys, what does this have to do with drama class?
Yeah, what are we gonna do, make a movie out of it?
Yeah, why not? Why not make a video on train safety?
A video to investigate how Jason really died.
Yeah, well, my uncle's an engineer. Maybe I can get him to help us out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You guys have raised a lot of good questions, but if we're going to do this right, we've got to get somebody in here who can give us some answers.
Or maybe a car. Somebody who works in the might be able to come in and start.
Okay, you guys were upset and you wanted the facts. We've invited Special Agent Frank Binder of CN Police here to answer some questions. Okay, Tracy, you're going to get this on tape for us?
Yep.
Great.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I hope I can answer some of the questions and concerns you have regarding this incident that happened at one of your students.
Well, I think the thing we all want to know is, why didn't the train stop when they saw him standing on the tracks?
Trains are extremely heavy and they do take a long time to stop. Your average 100-car freight train weighs over 10,000 tons. That's 4,000 times more than your average car. So now you see why it takes so long for a train to stop.
So when the brakes are applied, how long does it take for the train to stop?
Well, if we use a comparison study to a car, if a car is driving along at 90 kilometers and all of a sudden it has to make a quick stop, that car will take about 60 meters to stop. Even something heavier like a bus would still take up to 70 meters. A train traveling at 90 kilometers an hour would actually take 1,600 meters. That's a kilometer and a half, and most people cannot even see that far. The other thing, too, is if I was driving a vehicle and I realized I wasn't going to be able to stop in time, I'd grab the steering wheel and I'd try to drive around whatever's in front of me. Problem is with trains, they don't have steering wheels, they're locked to the rails, and they have to follow those rails.
Can't you just, like, jump off the tracks? I mean, can't you hear the train coming?
You can't always hear trains coming. Sometimes you could be wearing a wool hat in the wintertime, or in the summertime, a Walkman. And the other thing, too, is trains are extremely quick. Today, our trains travel up to 160 kilometers an hour.
Well, I don't walk on the tracks, but I walk beside them. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Yes, there is. As a train goes by, it can actually draw you into its wheels. The other thing, too, is we do check the train for straps, ropes that are hanging from them. But if one does come loose, and you're standing close enough, it could actually strike you and hurt you very badly. The other thing, too, is our property and surrounding area is private property. It's illegal to walk along those tracks. Plus, it's extremely dangerous.
If it's illegal, why is it so easy to trespass?
Yeah.
Well, the railway does its best to protect the people in and around the tracks. We put in overpasses, underpasses. We try to make it as simple as possible to get across those tracks. We put up the fences, but people cut holes in their fences, they climb them, and they get on to our property and sometimes end up being hurt very badly.
Then why is it these trains are in residential areas with a lot of people? Couldn't they run them somewhere else?
In most cases, the trains were there first. The trains were there prior to the neighborhood growing up around those tracks.
So how many people are injured or killed by trains?
Last year alone, we had 500 people injured or killed by railway trains.
That's like half our school.
Yeah.
Do you think we could go to the accident site and get some footage for our video?
Yeah, that's it.
I think we can make those arrangements.
Great.
Well, this is where it happened. In fact, I brought the coroner's report. Basically states that train 804 was traveling westbound en route to Sudbury, running on schedule at a speed of approximately 90 kilometers an hour. Qualified engineer Dave Gordon reports spotting Jason walking along the tracks at mileage 14.5, which is just about here. He further states that he activated the horn and placed the train into emergency. It says here the boy didn't even react to the sound of the horn, and
He wouldn't even have heard it. How would have got me?
well, until the train was approximately 100 meters away. The coroner's report lists the cause of death as traumatic dismemberment, which means
We get the picture.
you got what you need?
Well, I think we've learned all we can here. There's just one more person that I think we should talk to.
So then let's do it.
Okay. Hey, Jessica. How's it going? You almost finished yet?
Yeah, almost. Here, I want you to take a look at this and tell me what you think. This is Suzanne. She's a friend of Jason's.
First off, I want to make something clear. Jason wasn't a crazy kid or a druggie or anything like that. He was a nice guy, a really nice guy. This is hard. What he did was, he got careless. He didn't realize the danger. He was on his way to my house. We were working on a project for English with Carol Ann and Brad. We thought he was just late, slept in or something. Brad called his house, and his mother said that he'd left half an hour ago. Just then we heard an ambulance, and I got this horrible feeling it was for Jason. I made my mom drive us up the road, but when we got to 6th line, it was blocked off by police cars. I saw Jason's mom drive up the other side of the crossing. When I saw her face, I knew it was Jason lying under that blanket. Jason was her youngest. Her baby, she used to say to tease him. I don't think there's been a day since that I haven't cried about him.
Well, do you think any of this will do any good? That it'll change anything?
It might. It changed me. I used to think trains were all adventure. You know, Indiana Jones, riding the boxcar, the Orient Express, that sort of stuff.
I know. But it felt better to do something. I mean, if we can just save one life, it'll be worth it.
Right. Hi, guys.
Hi, Sam. How's it going?
Not bad. Well, we're almost finished the editing, and I was wondering how the song was coming.
Well, we've almost got it. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Ready? Young boy walks along the track, on his troubles turns his back. You were so young, a life to live, but steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Now's the time to live, but steel wheels don't don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Now's the time to live, but steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Now's the time to live, but steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels don't forgive. Steel wheels.